I'm so reborn.
Hey guys, it's Adel, and I'm back with another video. Before you watch this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and make sure you also follow me on Instagram too, which will be right there. In this video, I'll be unboxing and reviewing my pickups from this year's Record Store Day Black Friday edition. For those who don't know what Record Store Day is an event where participating record stores usually sell unreleased, unprinted, and special edition vinyl records. Now, usually Record Store Day happens 2 times a year, but due to the coronavirus, the organizers of Record Store Day decided to hold 4 separate dates of Record Store Day spread out between August and November. Typically, Record Store Day happens in the middle of April and Black Friday, but this year they had it at the end of August, end of September, end of October, and Black Friday of this year. Now, this is the second time I've participated this year in Record Store Day. The first time I participated was during the original drop in the end of August. I made a video recapping my experiences and my unboxing of the records I picked up during that drop, so you could go ahead and watch that video after you're done watching this. Now, unlike Record Store Day in August, this time around, I didn't show up a few hours to my local record store to line up to get the titles I wanted. But this time around, I just showed up to my local record store maybe about an hour before it opened. I was about the 13th person in line, and I was able to get all the records that I wanted, plus a few more that I wasn't planning on getting to. But anyway, let's get to the records that I ended up picking up on Black Friday. So, my local record store put all my records in this bag right here. It's all taped up, so I'm just gonna rip open this bag and show you what records I got. The first record I picked up was the After Hours Remix EP by The Weeknd. So The Weeknd dropped his album After Hours earlier this year, and After Hours is one of my favorite albums in all of 2020. So this EP features remixes from different DJs on songs from the album After Hours. There's also a remix version of the song Heartless that features a guest verse from Lil Uzi Vert. Overall, this is a pretty solid EP. I really enjoyed the remixes to Blinding Lights and Heartless. I just like how the new remixes give it a new different vibe and mood. But yeah, unboxing the record itself now. The record comes in a gatefold sleeve. As you can see here on the front cover, you have a portrait of The Weeknd, and you can see lightning bolts on the reflection of his sunglasses. On the back cover, you have 6 tracks here on the track listing, and the record itself comes in a translucent purple color right here, and this record looks really nice. You could literally just see right through it like that, and as I zoom in, it's like it has just a purple tint on this video. And here are a few tracks from The Weeknd's After Hours Remix EP.
Judge me, I can see clearly when you're on. I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch. I said, ooh, I'm drowning in the night. Oh, when I'm like this, you're on my night. Just
The second record I picked up was Life on the Murder Scene by My Chemical Romance. For those who don't know who My Chemical Romance is, they are an alternative rock band that were really big in the mid-2000s. I listened to them a lot when I was in middle school and in high school. They broke up in the beginning of the 2010s, and actually last year they got back together for a reunion tour. I was supposed to go see them with one of my friends in September, but unfortunately due to the coronavirus, all the tour dates got postponed to next fall. But besides that, My Chemical Romance is a very big band from the alternative rock genre. 2 of their albums I would consider to be alternative rock classics, which are the albums 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge Revenge and The Black Parade. But yeah, Life on the Murder Scene is actually a live album that's based upon their first 2 albums. So basically all the tracks here are either from 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge or I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love. Looking at the track listing here, there are 11 tracks. 8 of them are live performances, 2 of them are demos, and 1 was one song that was not released on either of their first 2 albums. And some of my favorite songs of My Chemical Romance are in here too, and other songs that I do enjoy, such as Helena, The Ghost of You, I'm Not Okay, I Promise, Thank You for the Venom, Give 'Em Hell Kid, and You Know What They Do to Guys Like Us in Prison. And taking a look at the record itself, it comes in a single record sleeve just like this, and the front artwork is actually a live photo of the artwork of their album 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. It's basically just a live interpretation of the 2 lovers just face to face with the blood all splattered on their faces. And there's some details on the artwork that are worth noting too. So as I shine light here on the cover, you could see that the title Life on the Murder Scene is embossed in red. And then also as I shine some light here on the couple, you could see that the blood is also embossed, giving that realistic look of dried up blood. The back cover just shows a portrait of the couple there. And then just reading from the track listing specifically, it says tracks 1, 2, and 3 are live from the MTV2 $2 Bill concert, which was basically a live concert series that MTV2 would show of bands and artists. Those tracks specifically from that show are Thank You for the Venom, Cemetery Drive, and Give 'Em Hell Kid. It says track 4 is live at Starland Ballroom, and Starland Ballroom is a concert venue in New Jersey. I'm very familiar with that place because 1, I'm from New Jersey, and 2, I've been to Starland Ballroom a bunch of times for shows. And My Chemical Romance is from New Jersey too, so it's always great to support another band from Jersey. And that track in particular is Headfirst for Halos. It says now the next 4 tracks are live from AOL Sessions. For those who don't know what AOL Session is, it's basically live sessions that were recorded by musicians and bands for AOL. And those 4 tracks in particular are Helena, You Know What They Do to Guys Like Us in Prison, The Ghost of You, and I'm Not Okay, I Promise. And then the last 3 tracks consist of demos and unreleased songs. So the first 2 demos are I Never Told You What I Do for a Living and Bury Me in Black. And the unreleased song is Desert Song. The record comes in 1 sleeve just like this. So as you can see, the front has the man covered in blood, and on the back side you have the woman just laying in bed with blood on there too. And then the record itself comes in a clear blood splatter record, so it's very fitting for the whole theming of the record. So right there, just you can see right through it. Side A is right there, and side B is right there too. And yeah, I've had a few blood splatter records, so it's really cool to add another one to my collection. Here are a few tracks from Life on the Murder Scene by My Chemical Romance. The third and final record that I got from my pickup was Kids See Ghosts by Kids See Ghosts. So for those who don't know, this is the side project from Kanye West and Kid Cudi. and this happens to be one of my favorite projects that's come out within the past 2 years. That summer, Kanye produced 3 albums, which were Daytona by Pusha T, Nasir by Nas, and Keep the Same Energy by Teyana Taylor. And the other 2 albums that were released were his solo album, Ye, and then this one, Kids See Ghosts. This album mixes hip-hop with a bunch of psychedelic and grunge influences. I could see the grunge and psychedelic influences being more from Kid Cudi since he incorporates that kind of style into his own music. And I could say it's just very refreshing to hear those kind of styles from hip-hop today. Since a lot of hip-hop is very dominated by trap influences, it's just good to hear something different coming out of a hip-hop record today. Some themes and messages you could find in this album regard mental health, which Kid Cudi and Kanye West are very vocal about, and freeing oneself, which you could find on the songs such as Free and Cudi Montage. The production is really amazing on this album too. Each sample that's used on each song benefits them really well. As you may know, Kanye became really famous and popular over his production style, where he would take a sample and then kind of use it as the backbone of the song and just build around it and just put out some quality records and songs. On the last song of this album, Cudi Montage, they use a sample from Kurt Cobain, which is a demo of him playing an acoustic guitar in a very lo-fi quality and grunge style. They just sample the guitar run he goes through and use that as the backbone of the song, where it kind of ties in the themes of freeing oneself and provides a really cathartic end to this album. Overall, this album is perfect and there isn't a track that's worth skipping on it. Each song flows into one another perfectly and seamlessly, and each song is able to perfectly capture the mood and vibe that it sets throughout the whole project. The record itself, it comes in a single record sleeve just like this. The artwork is designed by Takashi Murakami, who's a Japanese artist who's worked with Kanye before and has made other well-known pieces of art too. On the flip side, you have just the track listing right there. And lastly, it comes on one LP, which comes in a translucent pink record in. This is a really nice vinyl too. And one last thing I want to say about this record is that I have the original Kids See Ghosts pressing when it was initially released, and I gotta admit that the vinyl quality pressing of Kanye albums isn't that good. For example, I have the vinyl for Ye, which came out around that same time too, and the vinyl pressing on that is absolutely terrible. I cannot play that record without it getting stuck in my record player. I think when that vinyl was pressed, the hole in the record was cut too narrow, so whenever I put it in my record player, it gets stuck on the spindle, so I always have to shimmy it out of my record player, just being extra careful with it that I don't break it when I try removing it from my record player. And also the quality of the original Kids See Ghosts record sounded okay. There's nothing really too crazy about it, but I'm hoping that this pressing, especially how it was made for Record Store Day, is much better. Yeah, without further ado, here's a few tracks from Kids See Ghosts.
Alone, hoping that I play a song. Love to fuck the trap music. Dope money just came along.
It feels so good it should cost. Brought an alligator, I ain't talking the cost. Made me say, like a mix of Master P and Rick Ross. She said it made me always feel like a boss. She said I'm in the wrong hole, I said I'm lost. She said I'm going too fast, I'm exhausted. Now drop to your knees for the offering. This the theme song, or something wrong. Might need an intervention for this new dimension. That's too new to mention. Won't fit in a sentence. If I get locked up, I won't finish the sentence. I'm so complete in the mode. Guess what, baby? I feel free. And you know damn well, he lit me up every time that I fail. It set me free. You should quit your job to this. Every Everybody want world peace, till your niece get shot in a dome piece. Then you go and buy your own piece, hoping it'll help you find your own peace. Green light to what they don't see. Auntie crying on the concrete, talking to dispatcher, then the phone beat. On the other line was the homies, told her that you ain't coming home, see. When she heard the news, I heard her bone deep. Caught with the rifle with the long reach, just another cycle of the lonely. All growing up in environment where doing crime no requirement. They send us off to prison for retirement. Hopefully at this time it will inspire me. Lord, shine your light on me, save me. Lord, shine your light on me, save me.
Lastly, I also picked up two 7-inches from Record Store Day 2. The first one I picked up was My Sweet Lord by George Harrison. So yeah, George Harrison, he was a member of the Beatles, he was their guitarist, and he wrote a few good songs for them. This single was off of his debut album, All Things Must Pass. This is probably the most well-known song from that album. It ties in the whole themes of peace and spirituality. Fun fact about the album that this song comes off is that it is the highest selling solo album by any member of the Beatles, and many regard it as the best solo album by any Beatles member. Whenever I'm in the mood to listen to the Beatles or any of the Beatles solo work, George Harrison's All Things Must Pass is something I go to, and this song in particular is very nice to listen to. I had no clue that this was going to be sold during Record Store Day. I might have forgotten that it was on the list, but I didn't have any intentions of getting it. But once I went to my record store and saw it there with all the other Record Store Day titles, I decided I just needed to go get it right on the spot right there. Plus, I don't own any Beatles records on vinyl, nor do I have any of their solo albums on vinyl, so adding this to my collection would be a great start to start collecting Beatles records. Also, what I learned about the release of this single is that it coincides with the 50th anniversary of the release of All Things Must Pass. And also what's fascinating about this is that this single is limited to 7,500 copies. And on the back right here, there's a stamp that says I have the 4,603rd copy. So that's pretty cool. And what I also find pretty cool about the back of this cover is that the description of the song and the credits, they're all in Spanish. So that's really cool. They said it's supposed to be a reproduction of the one that was originally released in 1970. So I'm not sure if those 1970 presses all came in Spanish, but that's a pretty nice touch to this. And this 7-inch has My Sweet Lord on side A and the song Isn't It a Pity on side B. And I believe on side B it'll be Isn't It a Pity version 1, which is about 7 minutes long, because on All Things Must Pass there are two versions of Isn't It a Pity. The first one is the 7-minute one, and the second one is a shorter version. But I do believe that this one is the 7-minute one. And this 7-inch comes in a clear vinyl. So yeah, side A and side B right in. And yeah, this looks pretty cool too. And the last record that I picked up on Record Store Day is this 7-inch of Joy Division's single Love Will Tear Us Apart. Joy Division was a post-punk band from the UK around the late 70s and early 80s. They were highly influential for that genre. Their debut album Unknown Pleasures is considered to be one of the most highly influential and critically acclaimed albums of all time. There were a lot of experimental aspects that came to the production and sound of that album, so it only just influenced a lot of artists in the 80s that came after Joy Division. I found out about Joy Division back in 2007. One of my favorite bands, The Killers, covered a song of theirs, which is called Shadow Play. I thought I heard that song before, and when I looked it up, I found out it was a cover by Joy Division. And also around that time, I got to see the movie Control, which is actually a biography on the lead singer of Joy Division, Ian Curtis. Basically, the film was about Ian Curtis's life and how Joy Division was formed and the ups and downs they went through to break through as a successful music act. I thought the movie was good, so if you're a music fan and you like music biographies, I would recommend watching that movie. But anyway, this record on side A, it has Love Will Tear Us Apart, and on side B has the song Leaders of Men. And the special thing about this record is that it's the Halloween edition of this song, so the reason for that being Halloween is because it's pressed on an orange vinyl right here. So you have side B on that side, and then here is side A, and it's a very nice shade of orange. Now, this 7-inch wasn't a part of the Black Friday Record Store Day titles. It's just that after I was done getting those records, I browsed around the shop for a bit and I stumbled upon a copy of this. Now I do like this song a lot, and I do think it's one of their best songs, so it's really cool that I found this in my local record store. Now I'm not really too much of a Joy Division fan, but I feel like Joy Division is a type of artist that you should add to your record collection if you collect records or are very into music. And here are the songs by George Harrison and Joy Division.
My sweet Lord, my Lord, my Lord. I really wanna see you, really wanna be with you, really wanna see you, Lord, but it takes so long, my Lord.
When the sea fights hard and ambitions are low, and resentment runs high, but emotions won't grow, and we're changing our ways, taking different roads. Then love will tear us apart again. Love will tear us apart again.
And those were the records that I picked up on Black Friday Record Store Day. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video and watch me unbox and talk about all these records. If you guys participated on Black Friday Record Store Day, let me know. Comment below what you picked up. And if you're a fan of any of those artists that I picked the titles from, go ahead and comment below too. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys later.